Hi, this is Vishali from Just Tutors, and in this video today we'll be learning about decimal fractions. Moving ahead, let's have a look what are the topics we'll be covering today. Decimal fractions, the decimal point, and hundredths. So before moving ahead, let's try out some quick questions. You can pause the video here and try these questions out. Let's check the answers here. Write any 5 whole numbers 4, 5, 7, 9, 8. Circle decimal numbers in the following given numbers. They're circled. What is the difference between a decimal number and a fraction? So a decimal number is a number which have a decimal point in it, and a fraction is a part which includes the top part, that's the numerator, and the bottom part, that's the denominator. Circle fractions in the given numbers. The fractions are being circled. I hope all your answers are absolutely correct. Moving ahead, let's talk about decimal fractions. A decimal fraction means a fraction having denominator as power of 10 is described as decimal fraction. In other words, decimal fractions are fractions whose denominator is 10, whose denominator is 10, 100, 1000, and so on. You can have a look at the examples written below here. All these are fractions with a denominator of either 10 or 100 or 1000. So these are what we know as decimal fractions. Before moving ahead, let's talk more about decimal fraction. It says power of 10 represents a number having 10 as base and power as 1, 2, 3, so on. So we write powers of 10 as given below. You can check it out. 10 to the power 1 equals 10. 10 to the power 2 equals 100, that's 10 times 10. 10 to the power 3 equals 1000, that equals 10 times 10 times 10. Always remember that denominator is the bottom number of a fraction. Moving ahead, let's talk about decimal point. So a decimal point is a symbol used to separate the whole part from the fractional part of a number written in decimal form. However, it is represented by a dot between the whole part and the fraction part of a number. So let's talk about the example written below. It says 2 whole and 5 tenths. So that's a mixed number written here, where you can have a look that 510 is having a denominator 10. So 510 can be written as 0.5, where we can write the complete part 2 whole 5 tenths as 2.5. Similarly, pause the video and you can check out the rest examples written below. Let's move ahead. So let's have a look what's written here. It says 2.5 is, this number is read as 2.5. This is read as 6.2. This is read as 5.86, and this is read as 1.25. What does the think bubble say? It says, how do you read the given number? So it can be read as 25.867. Moving ahead, let's talk about hundredths. So before moving on to hundredths, let's have a quick review of what does tenths mean. 1/10 is a fraction which represents one part of a unit divided equally into 10 parts. It's represented as 0.1. 1/10 equals 0.1. So that is known as tenths. It is the first place after the decimal point in any decimal number. You can have a look at the example written below. It says 8 tenths is read as 8 tenths or 0.8. And always remember that 1/10 is the reciprocal of 10. Now let's talk about hundredths. So if 1/10 is divided into 10 equal parts, so each part becomes 1/100 or 1/100ths. In other words, a hundredth is a single part of something that has been divided equally into 100 parts. For example, 55 over 100 is read as 0.55 or 55 hundredths. So this will be read as hundredths. Moving ahead, let's talk about some more questions which says, have a look at this mixed fraction. It says 6 whole and 34 over 100 is written as 6.34. If we talk about just 34 over 100, it can be written as 0.34 or 34 hundredths. If we add 0.34 onto 6, that will give us 6.34. That is how we read it as 6.34. So can you think of any other examples based on hundredths? So here are these following questions, these following fractions written, given below. You can try writing them in decimal form. So let's move ahead. Here are some quick practice time questions for you. You can pause the video here and try these questions out. So you can check your answers here. For all the given numbers now are written in decimal form. I hope all your answers are absolutely correct. Moving ahead, some more quick questions. Once again, you can pause the video and try the questions out. Alright, so you can check your answers with the answers written on the screen, and I hope all your answers are absolutely correct. Moving ahead, a few more questions. Now you can pause the video once again and try these out. Alright, so you can check your answers here. For this question, there can be many other possibilities, so I have written the 3 possibilities on my own. You can try writing some more on your own. I hope all your answers are correct, and if yes, then go ahead and pat your back. You have really done a good job. So that's all for today. For more, please visit justtutors.com. Thank you so much for watching.